Hello children, in this video we are going to learn about latitudes and longitudes. Imagine that we are working in middle of an ocean or in the mountain ranges. How would we be able to tell the people our exact location? See, it is very difficult to understand or to explain our exact location to the people unless we have some particular coordinate system. The system that is used to identify location on the surface of the earth is called a spherical coordinate system. It's very easy to understand. By now you all know how a graph is drawn. We have a y-axis that is vertical and we have an x-axis that is horizontal. Now when we are aware about y-axis and x-axis, and if we plot a particular point on graph paper, any point on the surface can be located by giving coordinates of x and y-axis. Similarly, to locate ourselves on the surface of the earth, we have longitudes and latitudes. Now longitudes are these vertical lines and latitudes are these horizontal lines. Now please understand, all these lines are imaginary lines. No one has drawn them on the globe. No one has drawn them on the surface of the earth. The first person to come across with this idea was Eratosthenes, a Greek mathematician who lived about 2200 years ago. So let's talk about modern grid now. To use the modern grid, we need to have a particular location to start. First, we need a special line which on the earth is known as prime meridian. Now this prime meridian looks like y-axis on the graph. It runs through Greenwich in England, and this prime meridian, it cuts world in half. It cuts world in two parts, eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. The next line we need to know about is the equator. This equator can be compared to x-axis on the graph. Again, equator cuts the world into two parts, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Now thus we have two sets of lines, latitudes and longitudes. Let's first look at the latitudes. Latitudes are imaginary lines and they are horizontal lines. The major latitude that you need to know is the equator. Equator is also called as Great Circle because it is the longest latitude on the entire earth. All the other circles other than equator are called as small circles. All the latitudes in the northern hemisphere are called as north latitudes, and all the latitudes in southern hemisphere are called as south latitudes. Altogether, there are 180 parallels at the interval of 1 degree each. That means there are 90 parallels in the northern hemisphere and 90 parallels in the southern hemisphere. The distance between each latitude is 111 kilometers. Now how did we get it? The entire earth is a sphere. So that means it is of 360 degrees and circumference of earth is 40,000 kilometers. So 40,000 divided by 360 gives me 111 kilometers. So the distance between two parallels of latitudes is 111 kilometers. Apart from equator, there are few other important latitudes that we really need to know and we need to remember all of them. Now equator is a 0 degree latitude. Towards the north of the equator at 23.5 degrees is Tropic of Cancer, and towards the south of equator at 23.5 degrees is Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic of Cancer passes through India through the states of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura and Mizoram. Tropic of Capricorn passes through South America, Australia and Africa. At 66.5 degrees north we have Arctic Circle, and at 66.5 degrees south we have Antarctic Circle. So what are the important latitudes that we have seen till now? Equator, that is 0 degrees. Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degrees north. Tropic of Capricorn, that is 23.5 degrees south. Arctic Circle that is 66.5 degrees north and Antarctic Circle that is 66.5 degrees south. Now let's move to the next topic, that is climatic zones. Earth is spherical in shape. Because of this spherical shape of Earth, the rays of sun do not fall equally at all the places. Based on this, three important zones have been made: torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. Now let us see what is torrid zone. Between 23.5 degrees north, that is our Tropic of Cancer, and 23.5 degrees south, that is Tropic of Capricorn, the sun rays are direct. That is, the sun is overhead on this zone, and hence this zone receives maximum rays of sun. It is very hot. This zone is also called as equatorial zone. The next zone that we need to see is temperate zone. Temperate zone in the northern hemisphere lies between Tropic of Cancer and 66.5 degrees north, that is Arctic Circle. And in the southern hemisphere it lies between Tropic of Capricorn and 66.5 degrees south, that is Antarctic Circle. Now please understand, one is towards the north and the other part of temperate zone is towards the south. Now in these two zones the sun rays are slanting. So as compared to the torrid zone or as compared to the equatorial zone, the temperate zone is not receiving lot of heat, and hence this zone has a moderate climate. And the last heat zone that we need to see is the frigid zone. As the name suggests, it is totally covered with ice. Frigid zone is between Arctic Circle and the North Pole and Antarctic Circle and the South Pole. Now these are the areas where sun rays reach the least. It's majorly 6 months day and 6 months night in this area. In tropical region, summers are very hot and winters are very mild. In temperate region, summer as well as winter both are extreme. In India, Delhi is such a place where summer and winter both are very extreme. Frigid zone has about 9 months of winter in a year. Just as latitudes divide the earth into heat zones, longitudes divide earth into time zones. Now what are longitudes? Longitude is an angular distance of a place east or west of a prime meridian. All the lines running from North Pole to South Pole are called as meridians of longitudes. Now there are 360 meridians of longitudes. 180 meridians of longitudes are in the eastern hemisphere and 180 meridians of longitudes are on the western hemisphere. All the longitudes are of equal length, but these longitudes are farther from each other when they are towards the equator, and longitudes are closer to each other when they are at the poles. Now let us see great circle routes. Great circle routes means shortest distance between any two places on the earth. It is always very economic to travel on great circle route because one, it saves time, and two, it saves fuel. Hence these great circle routes are always used for navigation. Majorly they are used by pilots and captains of ship. Now let us see what is standard time. Standard time of a place is local time of that particular place. All the places lying on the same longitude have same local time. In India, 82.5 degrees east longitude is considered, the time on this longitude is considered as standard time. This longitude passes through Allahabad. Now why do we need standard time? Imagine we are such a huge country. Now say a train starts traveling from Gujarat and it has to reach to northeast. Now Gujarat lies on a different local time and Assam lies on a different local time. So if each and every state lying on different longitude has a different time, it will be so difficult to standardize train timetable, and that will lead to lot of confusion and chaos. Hence entire country follows same standard time. Now let us see what is Greenwich Mean Time. 0 degree meridian passes through Royal Astronomical Laboratory, which is at a village called Greenwich near London. This line is called as Greenwich Mean Time. In 1884, all the countries entered into an agreement and decided that local time of Greenwich will be considered as standard time. And from then onwards, all the airlines also started adopting the same time. Now please understand, when sun is overhead at Greenwich, that means sun is overhead at the prime meridian, that is 0 degrees longitude, it is considered as 12 o'clock. Now because earth rotates from west to east, all the places towards the west of prime meridian will have evening, and all the places towards the east of prime meridian will have day. Now let us see what is international dateline. International dateline is 180 degrees longitude, which is exactly opposite to the prime meridian. Now role of this international dateline is separating two consecutive dates on the calendar. As I told you earlier, the major role of this longitude is dividing the world into different time zones. Now after every 15 degrees, we are moving 1 hour ahead. So when it comes to calculation of time zones, always remember the rule of west, lose, subtract, and east, gain, add. So after every 15 degrees, 1 hour is added if we are traveling towards the east of prime meridian. And after every 15 degrees, 1 hour is subtracted if we are traveling to the west of prime meridian. Hope you have found this video very informative. If you have any queries, please leave us a comment. Do like us, share and subscribe. Thank you.